Pixar's Inside Out has been a huge hit with fans for a long time now. The movie's cool idea of showing emotions as separate characters really struck a chord with people of all ages. It got everyone talking about mental health and how our minds work. With a new Inside Out movie coming out soon, fans are buzzing about what the world inside Riley's head will be like this time. Everyone's super excited to see what new emotions and stories the movie will bring. The colorful, complex world of feelings is going to be so much fun to explore again. While the new movie will probably answer a lot of questions, there are some bigger mysteries that might never get fully explained. One of the biggest head-scratchers for fans is how the emotions in Riley's mind are different from the emotions in other characters' minds in the movie. Riley's emotions all have their own cool styles and don't look anything like Riley. But every other person's mind shows emotions that look just like them. This has fans scratching their heads and coming up with all kinds of theories. People online keep wondering if this difference means something special, or if it's just because Riley is the main character so her emotions got more attention. Could it be a clever storytelling choice, or just a creative decision? Who knows? The Inside Out franchise first shows us other characters' minds when the Anderson family has a heated dinner table conversation. This scene not only adds depth to the story but also explores emotional dynamics beyond Riley's mind. To give us a better look at Riley's parents' perspectives, the film takes us inside their heads and shows us what's going on from their emotional headquarters. This part is mostly funny, poking fun at how dads and moms are different. Mr. Anderson's emotions are portrayed as distant and preoccupied, while Mrs. Anderson's are more caring and worried. This joke fits with common views of fatherhood and motherhood, but it's okay because the rest of the film is so original. But beyond the humor, this scene raises one of the biggest questions in the franchise. Both Mr. and Mrs. Anderson have the same 5 core emotions as Riley, but they look different. Their emotions are dressed in clothes and have hair and facial hair that match their parents'. This makes us wonder if these representations are part of a deeper story choice or just a creative way to make characters stand out. The franchise continues to show us other characters' minds in various scenes, from quick cutaways in the movie to a short film about Riley's first date. Trailers for the upcoming sequel confirm that this trend will continue, emphasizing how important this element of world-building is. While most fans might see it as a simple joke, eagle-eyed viewers might find it hard to ignore, leading them to wonder about the deeper meaning behind this creative choice. As the main character of the franchise, the implications of this world-building mechanic affect Riley Anderson the most. While it's likely that the filmmakers just needed a way to make other characters' emotions stand out for comedic effect, this doesn't explain why Riley's emotions look different. It's great that the core emotions have unique appearances, but it makes Riley's headquarters stand out, raising interesting questions about how minds work in this universe. At first, some fans thought maybe the emotions looked different because Riley was still young. They theorized that as people grow older, their emotions might start to look more like them. But this idea was quickly shot down when we met Jordan, the boy Riley meets at the end of the movie. Jordan's emotions are all dressed the same, just like everyone else's, and he's around the same age as Riley. This shows that age isn't the reason for the difference in how emotions are portrayed. As the Inside Out universe expands and we see more emotions in Riley's mind in the sequel, more questions come up. One big one is why these emotions aren't present in Riley's parents' minds. Since the new characters are important, it's possible that this will be explained in the sequel. However, the difference in how emotions look from person to person seems pretty small and might not get addressed again. Riley's emotions might be unique because they reflect her special emotional journey and the changes she's going through from childhood to adolescence. The way her emotions look could symbolize her developing sense of self and the mix of feelings she experiences as she navigates big life changes. In contrast, the emotions of other characters might be more uniform, suggesting that adults have more stable or straightforward emotions. This difference also makes us think about how we perceive and express emotions. Riley's emotions being different could mean that young people have more intense and varied experiences compared to adults who might have more straightforward emotions. This visual difference adds depth to the story by showing how complex and vibrant a teenager's inner world can be, making Riley's journey more engaging and relatable. The Inside Out franchise might not provide a definitive answer to this creative choice, but fans can keep speculating about its meaning. Some fans think that Riley's unique emotions could be a reflection of her gender identity and how she sees herself. This idea makes sense, not just for Riley but for any realistic character in the world of the films. Riley's distinct emotions make her stand out, but they also make the other characters feel somewhat one-dimensional. If this difference isn't addressed, it leaves everyone else feeling shallow and lacking depth. The original film's message was all about the importance of emotional growth and humanity, but if the emotions don't interact in unique ways, there's no room for that growth to happen. While this detail might seem minor, it's still a fascinating aspect of the Inside Out world. Only those who really pay attention or are deeply analytical will notice it. When a concept as complex as Inside Out's premise is brought to life, these small details become more noticeable and harder to ignore. What makes this movie so great is how it breaks down big ideas into simple, relatable concepts. It shows emotions as complicated but still understandable. If a person's emotions are all working together, maybe they reflect their personality. For Riley and the universe, this is still a mystery, and fans will just have to wait for more answers in Inside Out 2.